Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Graduate Student at Large information session. I am delighted to meet you. My name is Esther Pandian-Risky, and I am the director of the Graduate Student at Large program here at the University of Chicago. So today I will be sharing about our Graduate Student at Large programs, the suite of programs actually, and we will talk about the Graduate Student at Large program, the Graduate Student at Large business program, and the Returning Scholars program. We will discuss all the timelines and details, and certainly we will leave time for questions. At this point, if you have any questions, please use our little chat function and type out your questions, and we will definitely answer them. And at the end of the presentation, you can certainly ask your questions live as well. Let me just admit someone else. Okay, then, let's begin. So welcome to the University of Chicago's Graduate Student at Large program. Maybe I should start with this beautiful picture. Okay, so it is midwinter, so it's rather we don't have this beautiful summer picture, but it is a beautiful campus. And I feel very grateful to have been here as a graduate student. And now I am the director of one of the oldest programs at the University of Chicago. So the Graduate Student at Large suite of programs includes three distinct programs. The first is the Graduate Student at Large program. The second is the Graduate Student at Large business program. And the third one is the Returning Scholars program. So there are three distinct programs. And the Graduate Student at Large program, the first one, the flagship, is literally one of the oldest, if not the oldest programs at the University of Chicago, created specifically to welcome scholars and practitioners from all over the world to have the same classroom experience as University of Chicago undergraduate students and graduate students. So you have the same coursework and classroom experience. So let's go in depth a little bit about the Graduate Student at Large program. It's designed for students who have four-year bachelor's degree. So this is meant for students who have completed the bachelor's degree, four-year bachelor's degree. And these are meant for students who are considering graduate study in the future and exploring coursework at the University of Chicago to consider which area of graduate study they would like to pursue. Or these are individuals who would like to make a career change, who basically say, you know, I've been doing this particular area of work for the last 5 years. I would love to receive the training to think about switching jobs to try something else. So that is the next group of students. And also it's for students who want to go deeper into a field of study. So let's say you have an undergraduate degree in psychology, and you're really thinking you would like to consider a PhD in clinical psychology, and you would love to take a few more undergraduate courses, quite a few graduate courses in psychology to build up your academic career to then be able to apply successfully to graduate programs. So it's really this program allows you to really experience what graduate work and graduate study is like in an academic environment. And you will receive formal grades, official University of Chicago transcripts. And, you know, once you do well in a class, you get to know the faculty, you can reach out to them for also letters of recommendation. And our programs include intensive academic advising, and my team and I are there to really support you and help you from the moment you join us up to the point of applying to graduate programs and successfully matriculating into graduate programs. So we help you throughout that experience. So this is graduate student at large. So you're taking classes for credits and for grades. The second program is the same idea, but it's graduate student at large business. So these are for our students who are interested specifically at the Booth School of Business. So you are taking classes at Chicago Booth. Again, you have the same classroom experience as Chicago Booth MBA students. And it's really ideal for candidates preparing to strengthen your MBA applications to literally a tier one MBA program in the United States, Chicago Booth. And we will help you up to 3 courses that you've done and you do well in when you apply to Chicago Booth MBA program. And if you're granted admission, up to 3 classes can be transferred into the Booth curriculum. So again, these are courses that you take alongside Chicago Booth MBA students. Again, these are formal grades, official transcripts, and you can ask for letters of recommendation. The third program is our Returning Scholars program. This program is specifically meant for students who wish to formally audit classes, meaning you receive a transcript, no grades, you don't do homework, you don't turn in homework, you don't do exams, but you certainly read and learn, participate, and you don't get credits, but you're formally auditing the class. So you have access to the professor, you can ask questions. It's really for personal edification and growth. So this is our third program. So the third program is your auditing classes. University of Chicago, and we will come back to this. We operate here at the University of Chicago on a quarter system. There are 4 academic quarters, and each quarter is made up of 10 weeks or 9 weeks of courses. So the spring quarter, this next upcoming quarter, classes will begin Monday, March 23rd. Classes will end June 5th. Right after spring quarter, we have summer quarter, which will begin June and end August 29th. Autumn, which is a big sort of start of the year quarter, begins September 28th and ends December 12th. And then winter quarter, which is usually January to March. So we are on a quarter system here. So my next slide. So let's go back to our first class, the first program, which is the Graduate Student at Large program. Remember, these are for students with bachelor's degrees. These are for students who wish for credit-bearing courses, formal grades, a transcript. You have the same classroom experience as University of Chicago students, undergrad or grad, and you will get personalized advising and support for future applications. Okay. Where can you take these classes? You can take classes at the undergraduate college, and we do have students who wish to take upper level undergraduate classes. And remember, this is in liberal arts and sciences. So we're talking about mathematics, statistics, computer science, anthropology, political science, humanities, all of those, right? Undergraduate courses. Then you have the graduate divisions, right? That mirror the same undergraduate program: humanities, social sciences, physical sciences, and biological sciences. These are graduate level courses. And then you have the professional schools. And in our professional schools, the Harris School of Public Policy, the Crown School of Social Work, the Divinity School, the Law School, and not the business school. The business school is only for our second program, which is for the graduate student at large business program. I think we have a question. Yes, Tom.
Hello. I can't see another slide. I still see the University of Chicago background.
Do you see? Oops, it says I'm sharing. Okay. Okay,
Oh, there we
now.
go. Now I see it.
Okay, okay. So do you see this?
Yep, I see it now. Thanks so much.
And Tom, did you see this before?
No, now I see it for the first time.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so real quick, we talked about 3 programs. Here it is. I apologize. We'll share all our slides with you. So graduate student at large, as we just shared, graduate student at large business, and returning scholars. And here it is. Important, slide that shares where you can take classes. As a graduate student at large, you can take in the undergraduate school, the graduate divisions, professional schools. Graduate student at large business, you will take classes at Chicago Booth, right? Now, returning scholar, which is our 3rd program where you are auditing classes, you can audit classes in all of these divisions. So the value of the graduate student at large program, as well as the graduate student at large business programs, what is it? Well, the first and most important thing is that you are having the same classroom experience as students who are already in graduate and undergraduate degree programs at the University of Chicago. You have, conversations, engagement of material, you have access to the faculty, you attend all our academic workshops, all of these incredible experiences you will have as a graduate student at large. Our students have the same experience, have the same outcome as well, because they have the same access to faculty and research. Students receive a University of Chicago transcript with grades. You have the opportunity to request letters of recommendation from the faculty who helped teach the class, and so that helps you in your own academic career. And of course, a big piece of this program is personalized advising. So my team and I will meet with you. We will work closely with you to see what you wish to do, how we can connect you to faculty and coursework, and all the interesting research and support that you can receive from the University of Chicago to be really successful and to engage and to be really confident about preparing graduate school applications, if that is what you wish to do. And we will help you from start to finish as you make these plans and successfully achieve it. Graduate student at large business program is the same idea, but you're taking classes only at Chicago Booth, right? And you are taking up to 3 classes. And let's say you take all 3, one at a time, and then you apply to Chicago Booth. Up to 3 classes can transfer directly into the Chicago Booth MBA curriculum. Again, professors who are teaching your class, you've done well, you've engaged with them, they can definitely write you letters of recommendation. And of course, as we know, Chicago Booth, as well as many of our other master's and PhD programs, are really ranked exceedingly high in the US scale as well as in the global scale. And so this is a wonderful opportunity to network and to consider your education in this program. So again, graduate student at large, you're taking courses, you have access to the same resources as a University of Chicago student would have, right? All the libraries, the fitness centers, all the academic workshops and success centers and resources. Students are invited to network within our own graduate student at large community and beyond that, other graduate programs. And so really your community and your worldview you can create that will give you a lot of confidence and surety as you plan. all our students receive a University of Chicago ID. And in the quarters where you're taking classes, that ID is activated so you can use it for all the resources on campus. We have incredible, eminent faculty. The last time I checked, I think we are at 102 Nobel laureates and active teaching Nobel laureates at the University of Chicago. So that's an incredible, experience for our students. Again, right, the key attributes, we always sort of look to this. If our students are curious and not, nervous around rigorous work, who are innovative, right, who are willing to sort of push that boundary, but who are also willing to be collaborative, then I think this program and the University of Chicago is a good fit for you. In terms of our, in terms of our resources, again, you won't be sort of let by yourself. Just when you're coming and taking classes, you don't have a cohort. We have very strong academic advising and support. You will meet with me, my team members, once a week, and you really, really get to know our team members, and we get to know you so we can really support you. We have a central University of Chicago graduate office that will help you with graduate school exploration and application support. I myself will work with each one of you to make sure your graduate school applications are something that you feel really confident about. So we will work through with you. You have library access to probably one of the most incredible libraries here in the United States, our incredible University of Chicago libraries. There's an incredible, vibrant alumni network, so you can build community. And we have so many virtual and in-person events. So you always will feel, you have the opportunities to connect with others. Important deadlines, to apply for the spring quarter, you need to get in your application by Tuesday, March 3rd, and the quarter will begin March 23rd. Real quick, what we look for in the application process, what we do not need. We do not need GRE or GMAT or LSAT or any such thing. We do not need standardized testing. We also do not need letters of recommendation. So what do we need? We do need a completed online application. Really, the main composition is a statement of purpose, which is really literally probably 2 pages. Tell me who you are. Tell me what you've done and what you're hoping to achieve. It doesn't have to be in detail, broad brushstrokes. So it will help our admissions team to be able to have a conversation with you to figure out what sorts of classes and what areas we would be helping you explore. We need a resume or a curriculum vitae, whatever you might have, put that online. We need your transcripts. So it does mean that if you went to 5 different institutions and you did a couple of credits here, a couple of credits there, I will need to see all 5 transcripts. These are considered unofficial transcripts. So that means if you have completed copies with you, that's fine. Load them up and put them in. So unofficial transcripts of all the places you went to, put them in. For our international students or students who completed undergraduate studies in other parts of the world where English was not your first language, we will require a TOEFL or IELTS score, and we can give you all those details. Reach out to us. There is an application fee. And then once you complete all of this and you hit submit, one of our team members will review it and will arrange an online, a Zoom admissions interview with you. Admissions interviews like 20, 25 minutes, really asking pertinent questions with regard to your application. It's a good chance to look at courses together through the course catalog and come up with a plan. And you can also ask all your questions at this point. Tuition and fees. Each class, graduate student at large, that is the program cost. So whether you're taking an undergraduate class or a graduate class, whether you're taking a class in social sciences or humanities or statistics or computer science, for graduate student at large, which means in every division in school except Booth, the tuition per class is $4,600. The graduate student at large business tuition, which means you're taking a class at Chicago Booth, is the same price as Booth. Each class is $8,735. Application fee is $75. We also have a lifetime transcript fee for all our students, and that's $81. And we have something called a graduate student services fee of $503. It's only meant for the quarter that you are enrolled in. Because it's important to note that the program is completely flexible, meaning you can take a class in whichever quarter you desire to do so. So let's go back to our quarters. I hope you can see this. These are the 4 quarters, starting with the upcoming one in the spring. So you can apply to the program and say, Esther, I'd like to be in your program, but I don't think I can take a class for spring. I'd like to wait until autumn. That's perfectly fine, which means everything on your student account will be zero until you decide to choose a class and take a class and enroll in the class. Then everything will be added on. And that would mean what we're looking at here. So I hope that makes sense. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I really would like the opportunity to have more of a conversation. So please, if you feel comfortable, turn on your cameras and ask away. Any questions? And if you would like, I can stop our recording. Whoops, here we go. I'm going to stop our recording